And we are live. We're live. We're back in action. Listen, what if I told you you can build $1 million company and you can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. Let's make sure we go live with bring our Instagram family into the fold. It's gonna be great. Okay, we're in there. We're in there. So what if I told you you could build $1 million company and you can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? Well, listen, that's what we're on this journey for. Every single day, we're going behind the scenes to show you just how, so to speak, the sausage is made. Okay. I want to make sure that this is an open forum chat box. Everybody is streaming from around the world. And when I mean around the world, we get people from around the world that join this every single day, right? So it'd be great if you drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. Once we get to that section where we start investing money into the business, we need to start focusing on ad spend. And ad spend is going to reveal a lot. So it's important to understand what platforms actually generate the most when it comes to spending your dollars and cents, right? So today we're going to be streaming across Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, as well as TikTok. And as always, you guys have been showing me tons of love. So I appreciate the love you've been showing me. So a couple of things I want to share with you guys. We're at episode 14 already. 14. Listen, let's celebrate. You guys have been riding along with me for 14 days now. If this is your first time here and you're watching this on repeat, go to the link that I got in the bio. There's a QR code top right-hand side. It don't matter which one you're streaming from. QR code top right-hand side. You see the scrolling banner at the bottom or the link in my bio. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter. But you can also go to my YouTube page. You can watch the previous 13 on repeat. There, I created a playlist for them, so you can go back and watch those. Or you can go to my LinkedIn page, and underneath my events tab in my LinkedIn page, you can go watch the previous 13. These are good Netflix and chill type of episodes, like meaning you're going to take the weekend, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have your nice cocktail in your hand. You're going to just sit there with your phone in your hand or your laptop and just watch this on repeat, because what are we doing? We're building $1 million business, and we're doing it in 12 months. A lot of people think it's not possible. Sometimes I doubt myself. I wake up and be like, man, Pat, is it even possible? I don't really know, but we're going to figure this thing out together. So thank you for joining. I appreciate, the time, your attention, and the energy. Today's topic, we're focused on workflow automations and back-end systems. Man, this is probably the most important thing you can have as a business owner and you're setting up your business. Your workflow automations and your back-end systems, they need to work for you, not against you. So I'm going to pause there. I'm going to take a quick sip as people filter in. Thank you for joining. Drop your first name, where you're streaming from, what platform you're streaming from. That'd be dope for me as I take this sip, and then we'll get right into it. I see you, TikTok family. Thank you. Oh, wow. Look, Instagram showing up. What up, Insty? I see you. YouTube in the house. My LinkedIn family always shows up. So I thank you. Listen, I appreciate you. I think that's probably where the bulk of the people who actually show up on a daily basis right now is coming from Instagram. It may change sometime in the future. It's coming from LinkedIn, but it may change sometime in the future. Instagram is like a close. They're competing with TikTok, but listen, let's get into it. So today we're getting into workflow automations and back-end systems. Basically, it's the infrastructure that scales without breaking you. Okay, this is what we're looking at. How do we scale without losing ourselves in the process? If you're going to build $1 million business, we have to learn how to scale that business, right? And in order to scale that business, we're going to need proper workflow automations and a combination of both back-end systems. So I titled my newsletter Hustling 25/8, right? And a lot of people think, man, hustling is such a negative word. Hustling is never a negative word, not for me. And when it's basically a play on words. Hustling 25/8 is what a lot of people used to do. You feel like you need to hustle every single day to get the life that you're trying to get to, right? The way I look at hustle is strategic alignment. What we're trying to do is get strategic about where our vision is taking us, and then leaning into that and have all the support systems in place to amplify not only our brand, our awareness, our presence, our income, and our business, right? That's what true hustling is about. We're hustling to a specific outcome. This is not perpetual hustling where we're hustling every single day all the time. We want to hustle one good time, do it right, build the systems in place. And once we get those in place, man, boom, we can take off. Our systems take off, our tools take off, our income takes off. And now we start living the kind of life that we want to live. So, right? Hustle don't scale businesses. Systems do. So that's why systems are so important. Hey, there's a silent killer related to success where Success without infrastructure, it leads to burnout. Think about it. Success without infrastructure leads to burnout. Anybody can get lucky once, but to remain successful takes systems, it takes tools. And so we're no longer focused on getting lucky anymore. We're focused on, hey, how do I repetitively repeat the things that I do so my income continues to increase, my business continues to thrive, I continue to attract the right people, I continue to be in the right rooms, I continue to create opportunities for myself. That's what we're about. That's what we're doing. That's why we're hustling 25/8. The right tools, right systems, right outcome, the right vision, the right workflows, and we're going to get to where we need to be. We're not trying to be lucky because we can all get lucky once. What we're trying to do is get streamlined. We're trying to get efficient, right? So I'm gonna keep it 100 right here. Automation is the difference between momentum and exhaustion. Okay. Automation is the difference between momentum and exhaustion. And if everything in your business depends on your memory, you're already behind. I called you out. You're like, damn, did I just jump on here and this dude calling me out already? Absolutely. I'm calling you out because the mindset is we're trying to become a millionaire in 12 months, right? We're trying to grow a business in 12 months. That takes a lot of systems in place. It takes a lot of consistency, and it takes the right workflows and automations to get us where we need to be, right? We're not trying to rely on our memory anymore. We want things to work for us, okay? Automation is not code, it's not robotic, and it's not impersonal. A lot of people think, man, oh, I don't want to lean into AI because it's going to do this. I don't want to lean into these tools because it's going to do this or it's going to cost me this. What's costing you right now is the time you're investing in unrelated tasks is not driving your business growth. And I'm not trying to call people, I'm just calling out the truth. Like, this is where we find a lot of entrepreneurs, creators, small business owners, mid-level professionals. They keep doing the same thing, but they don't have a system in place that's going to help them grow. So this is what we're talking about, the systems to help you get to where we need to be. Automation is not replacing relationships either. Just because you adopted some type of automation is not replacing any kind of relationships. So here's my opinion. If your business needs you to touch every single task, it's not scalable yet. Like, it's fragile. Think about that. If you got to touch everything in your business, you don't really have a business. You have a one-person show that's running everything. And some of you may find comfort in that. You'd be like, oh, I'm dope. I'm a solopreneur and I'm doing everything by myself. Who in the hell wants to do everything by themselves? I'm a solopreneur too, but I got systems in place. I'm training AI agents. I got tools behind the scenes that help me not only come up with great content, create great content, but also create systems in place so we can get to that $1 million. And that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about some of those tools. We're going to talk about how do you use them? What are we using them for? So we can help your business get to that next level of your growth as well. So again, chat boxes are open. Drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. Any comments you put in there, I try to work through the comments as well. Two things that I ask you to do. One is invite other people to these lives. I do these every single day, Monday through Friday, right at noon Central Standard Time. They're only 30 minutes. So collectively, we can grow together. And I think it's so important because I don't know everything. I may come across this knowing a lot of stuff. I know what I know now. But once we get deeper into the weeds, I'm definitely going to be deep in the weeds and I'm going to need some continued support. So that's why it helps out to have more people on the call to help out. Two, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already. We're growing that thing to 50,000 subscribers just this year. And collectively, I think we're probably a little shy than 6,000. And that's been in a short period of time. So we're going to grow this thing and it's going to grow pretty quickly. And I would appreciate your continued support in there. And then once we get that newsletter right, you're going to start seeing a lot of value that we're going to start baking into this. Is going to help you get your business from here to here, right? Get your career from here to here. And this is what it's all about. How do we scale? How do we amplify? How do we create the success around the vision that we have for ourselves? So we're starting out today with systems. Everything that we're doing this first, I would say, month and a half to 2 months is still leaning in on the foundation, building the foundation out. There's no way possible. We can get lucky at times, but there's no way possible to scale $1 million business if you don't have the right tools, systems, and automations in place to help you get there. So what do I not have today? I don't have the right tools, systems, or automations in place. I'm telling you that now. Why don't I have them? I already mapped out maybe half of them that I have, right? But there's some more that I need. There's some more back-end stuff that I need that I don't have yet. And I'm purposely waiting so we can build this thing together. And that's exactly what I'm doing. This is real entrepreneur in action. There's no sugarcoating. I'm a real person. You can pull my skin. Like, there's no AI filter right here. I'm telling you how it is, really what's going on. I'm building this thing in person. So as I had these every single day, what I go back behind the scenes, I start working on my business now. Everything that I'm talking to you about, I start implementing into my system. And every day, I want to get just 1% better. Every single day, just 1% better. Let me tweak this tool, make sure it does this. Let me tweak this application to make sure it does this. Let me identify a tool that's going to help me do this. That's what we're doing so we can get to $1 million. Hey, that was just the opening, and I haven't even gotten to the rest of it. I'm already 10 minutes into this. My goodness, I've talked too much. Tell me to slow down and move on. So why automation matters? Your energy should be spent where it actually moves the needle. Okay. This is what we're trying to get at. A lot of us business owners, we got our hand in every single thing. Our hand is in all these cookie jars, and we're getting fat from eating our own stuff, but nobody else is eating with us. Listen, your energy should be spent where it's going to move the needle. And the needle that we're trying to move is, how do we create revenue, reoccurring revenue for ourselves? How do we get the systems to speak to? How do we build a platform that actually identifies people, our ICP, which is your ideal customer profile, who wants to engage and buy from us? That's what we're working on. So I want to walk through the math really quick. Okay. Average business owner, average entrepreneur, average small business owner. Thank you, TikTok fam. I appreciate you guys. You keep coming in and showing up. That's what's up. So the average business owner right now, right? If you think about the time you invest, so you think in your business, we probably spend, and you call me out, y'all let me know. You probably spend a couple hours a day creating content. Okay. I don't care if it's during the day, middle of the day, at night, you probably spend a couple hours a day creating content. This is just one of the many things that we're investing our time in. You're probably spending 30 minutes to an hour a day replying to messages, 30 minutes to an hour. You're probably also spending 2 to 3 hours a day working on some type of business growth, what you perceive is going to be business growth, right? You're probably spending 2 or 3. I see you, family. Thank you for showing up. So you're probably spending 2 or 3 hours a day working on business growth. Then you're spending another 30 minutes to an hour a day engaging with others. That could be commenting on people's posts, reviewing people's posts, right? Talking to somebody about something that's not even business related, but you're still engaging with other people, right? So you're probably spending some time with that. And then a lot of people spend another 30 minutes to an hour and a half a day researching. What I mean by this, I mean, most of us, we're entrepreneurs, small business owners, and we're trying to get to $1 million in revenue, right? And so in order to get there, what happens? We start researching other people within our industry or similar industries that are doing the things that we want to do, right? And so we may go on YouTube, we may go on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever we follow those people at, right? And we start looking at their content. Then we go look at somebody else's stuff. Then we go look at somebody else's stuff. So what are we doing? We're spending that time researching, downloading information, because now we're like, man, okay, I like what Pat does. This is dope. What if I can implement that as well? So now we start going on this other tangent to research a tool that we feel that can help us offload some of the things that we're not doing, that we're seeing other people are doing, right? So we're spending time doing that. And if you add it up collectively, we're probably spending 5 to 7 hours a day wasting time. Y'all let me know. Drop it in the comments. How much time are you wasting on a daily basis? We'll do the math together. On a daily basis, how much time do you waste? A lot. You don't want to call yourself out? Okay. You're not there yet? We spend a lot of time. So let's just go on the low end. Let's say you spend 5 hours a day doing stuff that is not really driving your business growth. On the short end of that, in a month's time, we spend 150 hours on things that are not driving our business. On the high end of that is over 200 hours a month we're spending on things that are not driving our business growth. This is why systems, tools, and automations make sense for you as well as me. Because if I can get back 150, if I can get back 100 hours, you know what I can do with 100 hours of time? Time is valuable, especially as a small business owner. 100 hours of time, man, that's a lot of time. You do the math on it. So every repeated task, it steals minutes. Minutes become hours. Hours becomes week loss. I want to reinforce this really quick. Humans make decisions, right? Systems handle repetition. Systems handle repetition. This is what we're trying to get to. We want our system to handle all the repeated tasks that we normally do, so we can free up 100 hours of our time, so we can focus our energy on things that actually create revenue for ourselves and or our businesses. Okay. If you died today, and I'm not wishing this on anybody, but if you died today, do you still have a business? Is your business still running? And if the answer is no, if you haven't even considered that, then we're behind the curve. And that's why I would thank you for joining, right? Because your reputation, I mean, your workflows, your systems and automations should help you establish a business that works without you touching every single piece of it. Okay. There's an opportunity cost, and a lot of people know what this is. This is time spent manually tagging emails, is also time not spent closing deals. This is where we want to spend our time. Time spent copying content is not time spent building partnerships. There's another piece of building business that a lot of people miss out, and that's establishing partnerships. Partnerships are just as important as the products, tools, and or services that you offer, because partnerships can help amplify not only your brand, your visibility, your messaging, but also your audience and your reach. Okay, so we want to think about that. You should invest just as much time in creating partnerships for your business so we can help you get to that $1,000,000. I want you to think of automation as protection. What I mean by that, once you begin to automate things within your business, what are we going to begin to protect? We're going to protect your focus. We're going to protect your consistency. We're going to protect the quality of the work that you're putting out, your product solutions and or services. They're all going to get better because you start to automate, offload some of these things. So now we have more time to focus on quality versus quantity. Less amounts can do extremely more than tons of amounts of stuff, right? We want great quality. I see you, TikTok family. Appreciate you coming in. Instagram keeps joining as well. Okay, I see you in the background. Thank you. All right. So my opinion here, you don't get paid for being busy. You get paid for building leverage. This is what we get paid for building leverage. That's what we're trying to do. So the automation stack, let's talk about it really quick. Every tool needs to have a job. No tool just exists just to exist. Some of you guys are having all these tools and you're probably paying money for these tools. You're not even using these tools, but it's part of your tool stack. And you think you need it because you saw somebody else, they say they have it, so you went and got it, but you're still not using it, or you don't understand how it works, right? Less tools is more, and more is just confusion. All right. So we want to think about that. Some of the tools, the way I'm thinking about my tools, when I'm thinking about building out my $1,000,000 business, right? I'm thinking about tools that actually solve a specific problem. So that's my first thought process right there. These tools need to solve a specific problem. The other thing too is the tool, it needs to integrate or play nice with the other tools that I have in my tool deck. Okay. That's so important, right? It integrates cleanly, it plays nice. And then the other thing that I'm looking for, it reduces manual work. So 3 things we're looking for when we're bringing on our tools for our business. Does it solve a specific problem? Does it integrate properly? Meaning, does it play nice with your other tools? And then the other thing, is it reducing manual work? Those are the 3 things we need to consider. Ask yourself these 3 things when you decide to adopt a tool. Okay. I'm gonna share some of the big tools that a lot of people use that you probably want to consider having as part of your tool stack, right? One is Zapier. Zapier is the glue. And I read just the chat GPT version of what Zapier is, right? I got this from their website. I see you, Rob Dunn from ATX. Thank you for joining. So Zapier is a no-code automation platform used to connect over 7,000 different web applications such as Gmail, Slack, and HubSpot. And it automates repetitive tasks commonly known as Zaps. That's where they get the name Zapier from, right? It enables users to create automatic workflows that trigger actions across apps, eliminating manual data entry, such as email attachments, cloud storage, adding leads to your CRM, or posting social media updates. You can get all that on Zapier. So that may be one you may want to consider to be a part of your tool stack. The other that I'm using today is actually for my newsletter, I'm using Beehive. Okay. Beehive is the relationship engine for me. Okay. In fact, y'all make sure y'all go to my link in the bio. Once you sign up for my newsletter, there's also, I can also send you a link if you DM me. I can send you a link where I can actually save you some money if you're going to build your own newsletter, right? Especially if you're going to use Beehive. I send that to you. It's nothing. Just DM me, say, hey, newsletter link. I send it out to you. Just whatever you need, just so you can get caught up with where I'm at now if you're trying to build a newsletter as well. But Beehive is a relationship engine. What's the textbook word for it? It's an all-in-one newsletter and email marketing platform designed for creators, publishers, and businesses to build, grow, and monetize their audience, right? So that's what we're trying to do. So we're going to use this tool to see how effective it is this year and see if we can get to $1 million in revenue, right? So two things, we got the $1 million goal and we got 50,000 subscribers is what we need, right? So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, please do that now. And the other thing, invite people to these lives. I do these every single day, Monday through Friday. They're only 30 minutes long. And the replays, you can go to the link in my bio, scan the QR code or click on that link if you're on TikTok right there. It'll take you to the newsletter. Or you can go to the link in my bio, and then the link in my bio take you to the YouTube where you can watch these on repeat, or my LinkedIn profile, and you can watch these underneath my events tab. There's 13 other of these episodes that we did. So today's 14. All right, so we talked about Zapier, we talked about Beehive, which is the newsletter. And then here's the big one too that a lot of people use. If you're not using this, you may want to look into this. Notion. Notion is a command center. This is why you want to think about that. Now, I'm a military guy, so I know a little bit about command. Notion is a command center. It's an all-in-one cloud-based workspace that combines note-taking, project management, databases, wikis into a single, highly customizable platform. And I know a lot of you probably thinking, what the hell is a wiki? Here's the AI version of what a wiki is. A wiki is a collaborative website and or tool that allows users to easily create, edit, and link web pages directly from their browsers, often without needing HTML knowledge, okay? So that's what a wiki is. So now we talked about Zapier, now we talked about Beehive, now we talked about Notion. Those are three tools you may want to consider if you're going to build your $1 million business as well. The other is ChatGPT or whatever your AI platform you use. Some people use Perplexity, some people use Gemini, some people use their own AI agents, whatever that happens to be for you. You want to think about that should be your accelerator. So you want to think of that person as your very visionary sidekick, right? These are the people, they're AI, but these are the things that help you come up with great content ideas or ideas to help you grow your business. Other thing too, I'm going to put it in here, and I didn't put it on here, AI agent. If you haven't started working on finding an AI agent and building one out, you should do that today. That's truly going to be your sidekick that's going to help you grow. And you can build your own AI agent with Zapier if you wanted to go that route. Okay. So people's like, well, where do I find? How do I build an AI agent? You can do that. Or slide in my DM, let me know. There's another one that I use that, man, I got a whole team of people. But you let me know, slide my DM if you're interested in that. But I think that's very special. I'll share that with some people later. And then the last one I'm going to mention here is Taplio. 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 Taplio is a distributor. Okay. What exactly is it? It's an AI-powered LinkedIn automation and growth tool designed to help professionals, creators, and teams build their personal brand, create content faster, and generate leads. All in one tool right there. It's Taplio. I just brought that one on the beginning of this year, and already I can tell you now, I'm kind of liking what I'm feeling with that. Like, it's got a lot to offer. So I'm personally telling you right now, it's not cheap. Well, most AI tools are not cheap, but for me, I'm seeing the value in it so far. So you may want to look into that one as well, especially if you live on LinkedIn, especially if you believe in the value of LinkedIn, you're creating relationships. We know there's a lot of people who are looking to buy already on LinkedIn, right? Because it's known as the professional platform. So you get a lot of B2B, you get a lot of B2C, you get a lot of people just interested in networking and creating opportunities for one another. So you should probably consider those right there. Remember, the chat box is open. You're welcome to drop any questions as you have them. I try to work through them. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already. So we talked about Zapier, Beehive, Notion, and ChatGPT AI tools, right? Training your AI agent, and then Tableau. But I'll see you TikTok. Thank you. So every business owner, creator, entrepreneur should use restraint though. So I'm gonna caution you. You should use restraint when you're selecting your tools. Like for me, I'm being intentional about using, there's 20 plus other tools that are really, really dope that I intentionally is not using, because it's not following those three things, right? It's not playing with other tools. It's not actually solving a specific problem, right? And it's not simplifying my workflows, right? So those three things right there is the reason why I'm not using those particular tools, because complexity, it kills adoption. We know this before. There's a lot of people just like me. You look at an AI tool and you hear other people using it, so you go to look it up and you research it. You're like, man, that tool does a lot of stuff. And then you go into everything that it does, and then you may have done a free trial, but then you get lost in a free trial because it offers so much more and you're not aware of exactly how to use it yet. That tool is probably not for you, right? Maybe it is for you, you're just not educated on it yet. But why spend money on something that you don't know if it works for you yet, right? So we want to do that research. We want to find that right tool that's going to help you go from here to here, right? So that's so important. Sometimes using restraint is better just than adopting all these tools, spending money like you have spending money on these streaming platforms and you're not watching all of them. We're not trying to do that, right? So I'm focused on adoption over perfection. Can I adopt it? Is it going to solve specific needs for me? And if it is, that's something that I want on my team. I want it in my tech stack. So that's what we call this, the tech stack. So every business owner, entrepreneur, small business, you should have a tech stack. You should know exactly what your tech stack is, okay? Because eventually you're going to need some support that's going to help you grow your business. And one of the first things that people want to know is, what is your tech stack? What is your tech stack doing for you? Is it talking to one another? How is your tech stack working for you? Is it automating things? Is it making your life more efficient? Or are you still spending a lot of time trying to set up the tech stack? If that's where you are, then we need to get hyper focused. That's probably one of the most important things you could do, is identify your tech stack. Make sure they're speaking to one another and know how to use them throughout your workflow. If you get good at doing that, now we can grow our business from here to here, right? And this is what we're trying to get to. $1 million this year, 50,000 new subscribers. I'm almost to the time, so I'm going to run through this really quick. So let me talk about my workflows really quick. Repetition without thinking is where scale lives. We want our business to scale without us even thinking about it, right? So that's why these systems, Backend, the tools, all that's going to work for. For instance, my workflow number one in my newsletter, and I haven't finished all the stuff out, but I'm building with you. My first workflow is once you sign up for the newsletter, you're getting a nice welcome email. What does that do? Now I can start nurturing our relationship together. So we want to think about that. Whatever your business is, whether it's a newsletter, you got a website, you can be a food and truck owner, whatever you are, you want to collect people's information and then start welcoming them and thanking them for their business. You're going to establish a relationship and you're going to create a system where you can begin to talk to people. So now as you run specials or you have get-togethers, whatever you got going on, you can invite people to them. And those people who frequent you, they're going to want to show up for you, right? Especially if they support you, if they're riding with you. So you want to think about your workflow: newsletter, welcome, nurture. From there, I'm going to number two. My number two is content batching and scheduling. Man, if you're not content batching today, we're wasting time. We're getting back into that 150 hours that we're wasting a week doing things. Because what does content batching do for you? It's going to reduce our mental load. There's a lot of stress that we have up here thinking about, man, what am I going to post today? What do I need to focus on in my business? What PDF am I creating? What courses am I creating? What tools what service? How can I make that? So all this stuff is in your head, right? And you thinking, if I create content, it's going to help me become more visible, which is great. But a lot of you are creating content in the moment or the day before. We should batch that. You should batch that maybe over the weekend. Like for me, if you're following any content that I put out there, man, I did that on Saturday or Sunday this week. Like everything that you're seeing is, I did that on Saturday or Sunday. What does it allow me to do? It allows me to free up my time. I can engage with people at a high level because now I got the time to give you true engagement. I can start focusing on business related things that's going to drive the needle, like courses, toolkits, leadership things, coaching, all that good stuff that becomes available through the business as well, right? Only because I begin to batch. So you want to think about that. And then DM engagement, lead qualification. A lot of people get stuck here, right? Not every DM deserves a call. Some people think just because somebody slid in your DM, I need to get them on a call. Or not every conversation is a lead. Some people are just curious. Some people aren't serious. Some people are just watching, and we need to find out really, really quick who those people are. There's people that like you just because they like the way you speak, they like the way you look, whatever, but they're not going to buy from you. Some people are just curious about what you're going to say, how you do it, but they're never going to do anything with it. And some people just enjoy watching you, like that's because it's content, it's still content. But you need to figure out what that is. So when people slide in your DMs, or you think about sliding in other people's DMs, is it moving the needle for your business? And there's so many unread DMs that I have because I just quickly glance at it and say, oh man, it's not business related. It's not moving the needle. It's not going to help me get from here to here. So that's going to take away from my time and attention. And maybe it's even in your own friend group. They see like a lot of these, emails, right? And then you're reading through them. It's time and attention. We got to get hyper dialed and hyper focused. Back end system here. Okay. I'm right at time. So I'll say this. Notion is your single source of truth. Systems, they replace scattered notes, right? Forgotten follow-up, guesswork, all that good stuff. What I want to get at, because we're right at time. See if there's anything else I want to get to. I would probably start with, if you think about it, you may want to start with like Zapier or Taplio. You definitely should start training your own AI agent if you haven't already. Tomorrow, what am I talking about tomorrow? This is probably the only thing that I don't batch, only because I'm doing this in real time. All right. I don't batch these yet. Now, I may batch these in the future, but right now I'm not batching these because this is me giving you a real conversation about what's going on in the business and what's going to drive growth, right? But tomorrow, I might be breaking down how it all turns into money with no hype, just real action. Or I might talk about something else. I don't know yet, but I'm always going to give you great content. As always, guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for the newsletter subscriptions. Let's keep growing this thing together. And my chat boxes are always open. So if you DM me and it makes sense, I'll respond back to you. Until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's keep hustling. Let's get it.